Andre, what the heck is going on with Toyota?
That's an excellent question. And I have an even better question.
What's that?
Is Toyota quality on trucks going way down?
Yeah, in this video, as with the other videos we've done in this series, we're going to be asking some questions and hopefully providing some answers because there are some head scratchers happening over at Toyota Trucks. And unfortunately, you're right, a lot of them have to do with quality. So let's get right into it. What's number 10, Andre?
Number 10 on our list are recalls, specifically, Tundra. Tundra was redesigned in 2022. It's a new truck, all new truck. But in August of 2023, 168,000 Tundras were recalled for a fire risk. This had to do with a plastic fuel filler tube rubbing against a brake line and potentially creating a leak and a possible fire. And of course, recently, 100,000 Tundras were recalled for engine replacement.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher because the old V8 Tundra, the previous generation, that was known for being one of the, if not the most reliable full-size truck on the market. And now we've gone to a new Tundra where they've had to replace over 100,000 engines. Now, I applaud Toyota for doing the right thing.
Yes.
But, that's not a boo-boo, dude. That's a boo-boo.
Yeah, that's a bad one. And also, this will take a long time. Each truck has to go to the dealer. And then it's not, 1 hour job. It's probably even multiple day job for each one of these engines to be replaced in a Tundra.
But luckily, the new Tacoma has no recalls.
That's number 9 on our list.
What the heck, Toyota?
Number 9 is the brand new Tacoma. It's 2024 and on. It's an all new generation. And recently we learned that there's a technical service bulletin. It's not a recall.
A TSB.
A TSB. But if you have a Tacoma with an 8-speed automatic transmission, which actually we did, and if it develops a certain problem, it's a check engine light and several codes, the transmission and the torque converter will have to be replaced.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this right. So, Tundra engine replacement,
Yes.
Tacoma transmission replacement.
Yes, but not a recall.
Okay.
At least yet.
At least.
And also this TSB, or Technical Service Bulletin for the dealers for this particular transmission problem, has to do with regular and also hybrid Tacomas. So both of them. And this is according to our friends at Tacoma4G.com forum, which is one of the most popular forums out there.
Now, we have personal experience with Toyota quality, don't we, Andre?
Yes, we've owned a Tacoma for several months this year.
Yeah, we bought it early on, and we broke it early on, didn't we, Andre?
Yes, we did. That's number 8 on our list.
Yeah, we blew up the front diff.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say we blew it up. It was, I don't want to go into, okay, I blew it up. I don't want to go into a long technical explanation, but basically what happened was the truck was coated in such a way that if you got it into a certain condition like we did, which is on the rocks in the snow, and you had it in the certain mode, it would send all of its power to one front wheel, and then you would have the brakes lock up that front wheel to keep it from spinning, and then something in the differential, which was meant to brake, broke, but it still basically put you out of commission for front wheel drive in a 4-wheel drive car.
Yeah, and Toyota, and thank you Toyota, they have addressed this problem. It was a software fix because they determined the differential was not, the physical part wasn't wrong. It was just how the computer was reacting to these conditions. But still, dude, that's a big boo-boo as well.
Yeah, I mean, now we got 3 things that kind of pierce the heart of Toyota's reputation for reliability. And that is a serious issue for a truck maker that basically competes on reliability.
Exactly, and they will have to be climbing out of this hole. I think this is quite a hole they're in right now.
All right, let's keep going on. What's number 7?
Number 7 is something that's a little bit scratching. It's a subscription services model.
People love subscription services. Nothing better than paying for a very expensive vehicle and then having to pay monthly to get some of the features of that vehicle.
Exactly. And Toyota is doing something head scratchy because, well, first of all, most vehicles are now Wi-Fi enabled and Wi-Fi connected. And for most manufacturers, not just Toyota, you have to pay a monthly fee to enable that Wi-Fi hotspot. For example, like if you don't want to use your phone, the vehicle has its own modem, basically.
Yeah, but that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, and Toyota charges $25 for a month for AT&T services. But now the real head scratcher is they have several services starting with $15 per month. For example, a music lover service that allows you to play music through your built-in Toyota, for example, Tundra system using Apple Music and Amazon Music, or Go Anywhere direct Drive Connect service. And see, here's the thing. There's fancy names for all of this.
Yeah.
But really, all of these subscriptions are also available for free via your phone.
Yeah, is there a lobster lover subscription where Toyota delivers a lobster to your truck?
There might be, because there's concierge services as part of this.
Look, I think people really have a hard time swallowing these subscription services. Of course, the most egregious there for a while was BMW was talking about charging for heated seats in China. I don't know if they ever did, but it certainly made the news rounds. But you feel like, and you have in the past, paid a lot of money or taken out a big loan, and a lot of this stuff, should be included. It feels petty, it feels cheap, and it just makes the manufacturer look like one of those late night infomercials.
But it's not just this, Roman. I think, in my opinion, is they're trying to put the genie back into a bottle with some of this, like navigation. I mean, all of us have navigation on our phones, right?
Sure, yeah.
With voice activation, like playing music, we have it on our phones. So we don't want to pay for it twice or, several times in this case. So they're trying to put the genie back into a bottle, and I don't know if it's going to be working.
I blame Tesla. They pioneered all this. They did. I mean, I guess OnStar was first, right?
Yeah.
But OnStar, you could kind of justify that because that was
GM.
That was an emergency situation where if you got in a crash, you could get immediate first responder. So that felt like it was worth it. But having something that's on your phone be added to a monthly bill to your Toyota is just not right. All right, what's next, Andre?
Number 6 on our list is pricing, dude. And specifically, there's a couple of offenders here. They are the Tacoma Trailhunter Hybrid and the Tacoma TRD Pro Hybrid.
Yeah, they're expensive, and they're more than expensive. They're like full-size truck expensive. And I get the fact that for a long time, dealers, especially for the TRD Pros, were charging over sticker, up to $10,000 over sticker. So maybe Toyota decided to bake that into the price of the new model. But $65,000 for a TRD Pro and $64,000 for a Trailhunter, plus anything on top of that the dealer decides to add, because the dealer's not going to be like, you know what, Toyota already added it into the price, so I'm not going to add it in, right? They're just going to add another $10,000 to it. And I say that's especially expensive when you consider that a Raptor Ranger, which directly competes with the TRD Pro, basically costs $10K less, give or take.
Exactly, like $57,000 for a Ranger Raptor, and we're talking about $65,000 plus for Tacoma TRD Pro.
You could make an argument that like the Bison version of the Colorado is also up there as well.
It's like 61-ish, yeah.
But
still,
but then we're talking 35,
Yeah.
right? And we're talking lockers and
Front and rear.
Yeah, so you do get a lot more for that.
Yeah, so pricing in general is pretty high. For example, TRD Off-Road Premium Package Tacoma is already $55,000, right? So it's on and on and on. And especially if there's some reliability issues going on, I don't know if Toyota will be able to continue this price.
Well,
this high price.
Part of the reason that they've been able to do it is that the Tacoma specifically has always been one of the least appreciating trucks out there. So that and the Wrangler have held their prices the most. So there's a sense that if you pay a lot for it, you won't lose a lot. But I'm not sure that's the case. So our very basic TRD off-road was what, $45,000?
Yeah.
And that had, two options basically. We had a lot of empty slots where there should have been buttons.
Yeah, we didn't have like a disconnectable sway bar. We didn't have many things.
Heated seats, heated steering wheel.
No.
We did have a TRD exhaust, and we did have those Predator steps, which were annoying. But still, I felt like 45 was a lot for that, especially given kind of where the Ranger is. It seems it's up there even on the base models. All right, what's next on What the Heck Toyota?
Number 5, what the heck is why hybrid in trucks? So normally we would say we love hybrids, right? Makes sense. Toyota Prius invented this really technology in the United States.
What was it all about when they invented it?
It was efficiency,
Right.
frugality.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was about getting better MPGs.
Yeah.
But in the truck segment, you don't get better MPGs, at least nothing worth, the added cost of getting the hybrid powertrain.
Yeah, so I looked this up just now.
Yeah.
And for 2024 models, which are still kind of, what we're talking about here, a hybrid system, the 2.4-liter turbocharged hybrid in the Tacoma, for example, will cost you between $3,700 on upper trims to $6,900 approximately on lower trims like TRD Sport.
It's depending how they bundle it.
Yeah, how it's bundled.
Of course.
So it's between 4 and 6, let's say.
Yep.
Let's kind of make
Round
it
it
more
off.
general.
Yeah.
But on the highway, you're not really getting any improvement on efficiency. In the city, you may get, according to the EPA, between 2 and 3 mpg. But you and I mean, we test a lot of trucks on our loops, and we didn't see dramatic MPG differences on the hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, what you're getting is more torque and more power. So actually a lot more torque, a little bit more power in terms of horsepower.
Sure.
But, there are other brands out there where hybridization, especially in the exotics, gets you not a little bit more power, a lot more power, right?
Dramatically better performance. Yes.
So, if a TRD hybrid got you 600 horsepower,
that would be something.
and 600 pound-foot of torque, I'd be all over that, right? But that's not what you're getting.
No, you're getting 326 horsepower.
Yeah, you're not
which
getting.
is not tremendous.
No, you're not getting like Raptor numbers for the most part.
And also, it's adding weight, Roman, not just price. It's adding weight. We saw this on an iGauntlet once, where you're not really getting tremendously better performance because you're adding like 500 or 600 pounds of battery, electric motors, and other elements.
And then the other downside to it is you're not actually, like Ford pioneered onboard power, which is what Ford calls it, right? Because you can have a lot of power coming out of the Ford Power Boost hybrid. In fact, we powered a house with, what is it, 7.2
kilowatt system, yes.
How much does the hybrid and the Toyota put out?
2.4 kilowatts, which is quite a bit less.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably enough to power, some job sites, but it's not gonna, if the power in your house goes off, you ain't gonna be like, keeping the heater on, running the refrigerator, and watching TV.
Yeah, I mean, this is enough power to maybe run your campsite, right? If you have lights, maybe a griddle you're running, maybe a toaster.
Is that an inverter thing, or is that a battery being too small thing, or is that a both?
I don't know.
We don't know. It's just not a lot.
It's just not a lot. I mean, Ford prioritized that, and doesn't look like Toyota prioritized that.
And 7 kilowatts seems to be the number that even all the electric trucks put out. So this
like the Lightning
thing, yeah, like
example,
I think the
GM,
the Cybertruck too.
Yeah, in their beds they usually have 7.2 kilowatt.
All right, what's next, Andre? And what the heck, Toyota?
So number 4 on our what the heck list is still to this day the Tundra TRD Pro tow hook.
Where are the recovery hooks, Toyota? I mean, when I was at the launch of this, right, we sat there and all the journalists just jumped on it like a pack of ravenous dogs.
But that was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, poor Mike Swears is like, oh, it's not efficient. You can't have those louvers that close.
Also safety.
Yeah, it's not safe. It's blah, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, dude, we're all like, it's a TRD Pro, right? People expect to take this off-road. And when you go off-road, you often have to get unstuck, or you often have to help somebody else get unstuck. And yet in the front, at least without a hitch, there's no place to pull somebody out or be pulled out. It seems like an obvious omission.
And they also have had time, 2.5 years have gone by, where they could have like an option or something else, maybe a bumper insert. So what happened actually is the aftermarket came to the rescue, right? So if you can go out and you can purchase, different solutions, different bumpers, different attachments, maybe even a winch for the Tundra. But Toyota is still not doing it.
Yeah, and it's such a small thing, right? It's not like we're asking them to put on, to include a disconnectable front and rear sway bar or a front locker. This is just, 2 hooks that even Honda in their kind of off-roady trims for
their
SUV,
trail sports.
Or they're putting these recovery points, and yet somehow Toyota seems to have this omission And I don't know why.
And they added the recovery points to the new Tacoma and the new Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
So they understand this.
They get it, yeah. And the old one had it. It's not like
Okay.
the old one didn't
Yeah.
have it. All right, what's number 2 on our What the Heck Toyota?
We're at number 3.
What's number 3 on our What the Heck Toyota, Andre?
Tiny compact pickup truck. Toyota, where's the Stout?
Oh, God, yeah.
Where is it?
What a great point. You know, if there's one company I would have thought would have given Ford a run for their money when it comes to compact trucks, and I'm talking about the Maverick now, Andre, it would be Toyota because, of course, the Stout was the first truck that Toyota brought into the country. They have a long history of, building small, efficient pickup trucks, and that segment is red hot.
And Ford owns it, basically.
Except for the Santa Cruz,
Yeah.
which is more of a lifestyle truck. But even the Toyota, even the Korean, you know how much the Koreans and Japanese love each other.
Oh.
They don't like each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, even the Koreans, Toyota, nudge, wink, wink, have a compact truck. You guys can do something. Come on.
You saw this in Japan.
I did.
There's a concept truck that Toyota showed people at the auto show. And it's amazing. It looks amazing.
Dude, they have these K vehicles in Japan that are these little tiny trucks. And yet some tinier than that, much tinier than that. But yet somehow here in America, Ford is just Ford and to some extent Hyundai are just running away with that compact truck segment. And I know Toyota is never first, and right now they're going to be third, if they actually come up if they come up with something. So you don't have to be first, but you don't want to be last.
Exactly. And they could actually own this, with their efficient hybrid technology like they do in the Prius or the Corolla or the Camry. They could really own this space.
I agree, Andre.
Yeah.
They've got the powertrain. All they need is a truck.
Number 2 on our list.
What the heck?
Yes, is towing features and brake controller settings on the Tacoma and to some extent the Tundra as well.
Yeah, so we struggled towing with our Land Cruiser, the GX, and that was because we figured out that there's very deep in the menu of all things is a setting where you can change the setting for the brake controller.
Yeah, and it comes often from the factory, which we often get these vehicles first, right?
Yeah.
As disabled, meaning that it's set up for like a boat with a surge brake. So the brake controller feature is usually disabled in that case. And there's a setting you could turn it back on or even increase it.
But every other truck, all you have to do is
just plug it in.
And the brake controller works. So you have to forgive us for having a little frustration when we plugged in the Toyotas and the brake controller didn't work. And of course, this is not something that there's a button or something that's obvious on the screen.
It's hidden in the menu.
It's hidden in the menu, and you have to select it or deselect it.
Yeah.
So Toyota, what the heck? Come on, this is just bad software programming.
And also one more thing, especially also on the Tundra, other manufacturers, General Motors, Ram to some extent, also Ford, they have really good technology for towing. You can name your trailer whatever you want, any name. You could track MPGs on your trailer. You can track distance you've went. It'll give you helpful hints right there in your screen. And Toyota doesn't do that.
Yeah, and you can get away with that when your reputation is for being bulletproof. But not so much when you're recalling, 100,000 plus trucks.
And I know, sometimes we say software is easy, and I know it's not.
Yeah.
But you could add a couple extra screens, Toyota. You can do it.
I mean, Ford and GM and Ram have just taken this technology much, much further. I'm talking about the trailer backup assist feature, where you can actually steer that little knob.
And it's easy to set up. Yeah.
Or where Ram, for instance, knows that you have a trailer, and so it increases the blind spot monitoring to include the trailer. All you have to do is make a couple turns and it figures it out. These are things that seem, like great innovations that Toyota could also
implement. Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about tailgate wars, dude.
No, not even there. Okay.
Maybe Toyota could do like a 80. No, what's the one seat? Like a 30-70 split instead of an 80-20 barn door. Just something different.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, number 1.
What's number 1, Andre? What the heck, Toyota?
Number 1 is usability in the midsize truck. And we're talking about rear seat legroom in the Tacoma.
Yeah, especially in the TRD Pro, man.
Yes.
With that ISO dynamic seat that Toyota put in there. So Toyota fixed one thing, which is great. The old Tacoma, you would sit with your legs straight out, and the ceiling was high. The ceiling was low, the seat was high, and it felt like you were sitting, on the floor.
Yeah.
And they fixed that. It was great.
Yeah, the driver position is wonderful now.
Yeah, but out of all the 5 midsize trucks, I want to say the back seat in the new Tacoma is still not good. Not only is there not enough room, it's also straight up and down. And it's odd because they had a chance for a clean sheet redesign, and yet that's the one thing that they didn't, or I don't feel that they've touched.
Exactly. And I mean,
Why not? You
so
answered the question.
Yeah, we asked Toyota and some other manufacturers about this, and it's really about mid-size segment. They really want, and they say, you guys want, so let us know. A mid-size truck must fit in the garage, right? Often the garages are about 19 feet deep. You don't want to have a giant pickup truck like a Tundra or an F-150 or a heavy duty that doesn't fit in there. So the length is limited, right, by the garage. And then the bed is also limited because you want to have at least 5 foot of space, right? That's what the standard for the segment is.
All right, I get that.
Okay, but now you have to play with the engine compartment and the cab compartment to maximize the space. And I don't think Toyota maximized it really well.
Well, I mean, obviously, Maverick, which is a smaller truck, has more rear leg room and comfort than,
Or at least,
than a Tacoma.
yeah, real world comfort.
And I'm now gone down a segment, but if you talk about the midsize truck segment, the one that's obviously the most comfortable, I shouldn't say obviously, we've tested all these, we've sat in all of them, but the one by far that's got the best room is the Honda Ridgeline.
Yeah, it feels like an SUV.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, and so it's possible.
Yes.
It also has a V6 as opposed to a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
So it's got 2 more cylinders. I think the engine is
It's transverse. It's kind of perpendicular to the vehicle.
yeah, but they did take 2 cylinders out of the Tacoma, so you would think that they would have had more space in the engine compartment to move the entire bulkhead forward to give you a little bit more room. The other truck that's not great is the Jeep Gladiator, but that one has this magic feature where the front seat doesn't go far enough back. For
So you're penalizing the driver, basically. Yes.
But it's a solution.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let us know in the comments below if there are any, I'm sure we have missed them, Andre, what the heck things we've mixed with Toyota.
Yeah. And what would you change? What would you add? Let us know. So maybe Toyota will hear us.
Yeah, we know we're going to go to SEMA with Toyota. So, Toyota.
We'll talk to you soon. I hope.
Thank you. Yeah, please don't take this personally. What the heck, Andre?
It's constructive criticism.
Exactly. We'll see you next time. Ciao.